Jeranism. Oh hey, I've heard of you. People keep telling me to look at your channel, but I don't trust people anymore. Everything they tell me to look at and making me the dummerer, so me be no trusting them's is no mores.
When you see no curve, but you know you should. What's going on, everyone? Who you gonna call? Jeranism, here again, this time Globebusters.
With
answering those who said I wasn't bringing any evidence, so I decided I'd just debunk the minute physics 10 reasons we know the Earth is flat.
Oh, I'm sure this will be stuffed to the gills with evidence, and not just you going, no you, for 6 minutes straight, while clearly not understanding what's being said, and or not addressing the actual arguments presented.
So here goes, 10 reasons, 10 debunked. Click the link to watch those first, or follow me.
10 reasons, 10 debunked? You're gonna debunk the number 10 times? That, or maybe you should learn to English.
Number 10, the other planets are round. Telescopes are made with convex lenses, folks.
Oh, God, please tell
For them, all anyone saw in the sky were stars.
me he's not about to. Somebody please
And wandering stars, that was it.
Oh, tell me he's not about to.
Before
Hey, he didn't. Well, he did, but he did this amazing trick of not even going into it. I guess if you vaguely allude to a point but don't actually go into it, no one can call you a moron for saying something stupid. But okay, I don't care. As far as I can tell, here,
telescopes are made with convex lenses, folks.
you are inferring that it's the telescopes that make them look round? If that is what you're claiming without saying it, either because you're incapable of even constructing your own argument or you're well aware that you got nothing, but no, the planets are round regardless, and scope. What the hell? We're like 2 seconds. We know this because we can seconds in. I'm going to be here all day fucking see them without a telescope, aren't I?
Egypt worshipped the lunar disk, and the ancients worshipped the solar disk.
What ancient cultures did or did not believe is utterly irrelevant to modern scientific understanding.
Here's my photo of the lunar disk.
What a shock, a picture of the moon from a flathead that's blurry as shit.
Not a sphere, one side always faces us, no hot spot because it's a disk.
Not a sphere because its rotational speed is in relative sync with its orbit around the Earth. The problem with that thinking is you're intuiting the nature of the moon. The problem with intuition is it's often completely incorrect. It'd be intuitive to think that a giraffe has more mouths that are very light but neck bones than a mouse, but they don't. The average cumulus weighs 5. It's intuitive to think that 500 metric tons. Intuition is not a useful way to discern the true nature of things, and considering your entire evidence so far for the moon being flat is, it looks flat. Well, that's hardly compelling now, is it?
Number 9, time zones. No edge jokes, just edge understanding. Here you can see the sun circles atop us, and look at that. It makes a great little timepiece, doesn't it? And the sun, the moon, and time all go clockwise.
Okay, you did this last time as well. Learn to edit, for God's sake. Having the next slide come up during your last point is just terrible presentation. It's supposed to improve, not... How long have you been doing this? Stagnate. Especially when people... 2-3 years? People are paying you nearly $1,400 a month. Best videos of all time. Anyway, this is fucking gibberish. The sun sets. It doesn't vanish into the distance. If it was always above us, it would never drop below the horizon. That, and you would be able to clearly see the sun in the sky from basically anywhere on Earth at any time, regardless of its apparent spotlight-like nature. This is one of the most idiotic images I have ever seen.
Number 8, the Coriolis effect. We will kill 2 birds with 1 stone when we get to...
So am I.
Here's a quick clip of the stars.
No, you really won't.
About number 7.
Triangles.
But if you're going to skip this, then...
If you walk 10,000 kilometers straight along the Earth's surface, turn 90 degrees to your right, walk 10,000 kilometers more, turn right again, and walk another 10,000 kilometers, you'll be back to where you started, having successfully made a triangle with 3 90-degree angles.
So, we can do the test here. You can watch me on Google Earth, but let me explain it first. This would prove absolutely nothing anyway. The test he gives assumes that we're on a globe.
It doesn't actually. The test functions because because we are on a globe. He's saying if you go outside and travel those distances and make those perfect right angles, you will end up making essentially a big triangle. Now, your upcoming dicking about on Google Earth and understand this simple concept is not only pointless, but at a fundamental level. But you go on to prove that you don't even...
Is the walker going straight, or is he going on one of your latitude-longitude lines?
He doesn't need to. Those lines are for human navigation and understanding of locations. They aren't a quote-unquote real thing. But I'm pretty sure you can't wrap your head around that.
Here's the thing. The reasons it doesn't work is because to make it work, you have to start at the pole, where all the lines meet. So yeah, guess what? You walk down any one of those lines, then walk across. You can catch any line that you want back to the top of the pole.
Yeah, you can start at the pole, but you don't have to follow the lines. You can turn them off. Did his balls have them? Lol. Start at any point and it's... No. Get a basic still works. It's amazing, Atlas, and do it. Stunning that you're unable to grasp even this extremely simple idea.
It's called cheating. It's called misleading. It's a lie. I won't continue to bore you with this one. Simply go get Google Earth. Play with it yourself. It's impossible. The only way it works is by starting at the top of the globe, which is cheating. All you're doing is taking one of the lines down to the equator across, and one of the lines back up.
You are a moron.
You can just take a look at these 3 right angles right here. I think those angles look pretty acute to me when you turn the triangle over.
Are you fucking kidding me? Of course they look acute directly from above the center of the triangle. But it's like if you look at them from above them, trying to refute the existence of right angles themselves, spheres entirely. No one can possibly be this dumb.
The sun, as we've explained, sets out of your field of view on the horizon, gets smaller as it goes away from you. He mentions the ability to use the sun to get the circumference of the Earth, which works if the sun is 93 million miles away, but also works if the sun is 3,000 miles up and 32 miles across.
No, it doesn't.
Number 5. Stars change going north or south. Why, yes they do. Why don't we explain why that happens?
Oh, God. I mean, please do. I just need to go put something on first.
Here are the stars. You all know about Polaris, right?
You lot. Like, if north is the
It is in the north.
center of the flat plane, what does north even mean to you? And south is an infinite... No, I need to not think about how stupid this is. Otherwise, I'm going to hemorrhage. Let's just stick to one thing that you're currently talking about.
So you can take your position here on our star chart, look up north, see where Polaris is, and watch which way the stars rotate. We all know that the stars rotate counterclockwise when looking at the north.
Right, you say you can see Polaris when you look north. But that depends entirely on where you are stood on the planet. If you're far enough into the southern hemisphere, you won't be able to see it. Almost as if you'd walked around... I wonder if there's a name for it. Around some kind of geometric
And so you get the confusion of people
shape and it blocks it out.
saying, well, what about the south? They rotate the other ways. Well, let's watch.
Yes, of course. It's other people that are confused.
You can see that they lift to the upper right, going up that wall, counterclockwise. So let's keep following that. Remember that, up this wall, up the wall. Keep rotating to the right, up the wall, up the wall. We keep going a little bit more, up the wall, up the wall. We're getting towards the south. They go up the wall. Look at that. Now they go clockwise. That's all it is. There is no southern pole star.
Wait, what? Yes, there is. It's called Sigma Octantis. Now, it's not as close to the exact pole as Polaris, but here's the ever so slightly over time. Thing, Polaris isn't exact. In fact, at about 3,000 on the pole either, it shifts BC. The North Star was Thuban, or Alpha Draconis, and in a good 1,300 years from now, Vega will be the North Star. My point is this. There is a fucking southern pole star, you cretin. Read a goddamn book.
They're all rotating the same direction. It's like a big tunnel rotating above us. And if you think about it, that is the same thing for the Coriolis effect. They tell you that in the northern hemisphere...
What? The Coriolis effect is an inertial force that acts on objects that are in motion relative to a rotating reference frame. In this case, the rotating reference frame is the Earth affecting every... And you seem to think the thing in the Earth's rotation is directly a universe. Woo, lad.
Tornadoes go one way, southern hemisphere, tornadoes go another. This is your explanation. Depends on which way you look. Everything rotates the same way.
You think that it depends which way you look at a fucking tornado changes which way it's spinning. No. If it's spinning clockwise, whether I look at it from north, south, east, west, or even directly above, it's still going to be spinning clockwise. What the hell is wrong with you? I take it back. I'm not surprised your videos have not improved. I'm surprised you can make them without getting your cock caught in
Circumnavigated the Earth.
a local windmill.
But there's always the... I'm sure many of you have before. No, Ed, I have the Observer. Magellan. Jokes, just understanding the edge.
I haven't got any eyebrows, but I think that only gives me a bit more of an edge.
Make a circle going west and you'll end up exactly where you started.
What if someone goes in a straight line and they end up exactly where they started? You know, like happens in the real.
Number 3, the horizon. We've all seen the Globetrotters swear by this one.
Oh, so you literally have nothing else to go with the last one. Marvellous.
But here's the tip. When the boat gets out of your line of view and starts to drop behind the curve, get a telescope and guess what? It'll reappear because globe edges hate telescopes.
And then get the most powerful telescope that you can and watch as the boat disappears. It's almost like you don't disappears permanently, understand shit. Even as you turn the magnification up.
He drew a picture and he said if flat Earth was true, that you'd see Chicago from Michigan. Superior mirages, anyone? Guess they're superior indeed. Then he drew the Rockies behind his buildings and said if Earth was flat, we'd be able to see those too. Because everyone knows that smog, fog, exhaust, heat, mist, dew, and dirt don't exist.
Everyone knows that clear days don't exist. I mean, this is just how everything looks all the time.
See here? You can barely see the fourth ledge.
Strange, isn't it, that you've never sourced anything so I could say, check where that is and see what it looks like on a hot, dry day. Again, it's honest. Maybe it's honestly hard to figure out. Both.
Number 2, lunar eclipse.
If you are stupid or
Who knows what they're doing here? One thing is for sure, shadows cannot contain color. If you had a blue aura around you, would your shadow turn blue? No.
Wait. What are you talking about? He didn't say anything about the colour. This is just an absolute straight-up straw man. This is what he said.
Number 2. During a lunar eclipse, the shadow of the Earth on the moon is curved.
Second, many reports exist where the sun and moon were both above the horizon and a lunar eclipse took place. That cannot happen. Unless they're messing with the moon, the eclipse is simply not what you think it is.
What are you gibbering about? Refute his point. Not talk about some unrelated Earth, folks. Not even related conspiratorial non-ones.
Last but not
least, this is your brain on
at least number 1, photographic evidence. Oh, seriously?
Let me guess. Argument from incredulity coming up. Good job, that's not a logical fallacy. Oh, wait.
Oh, okay. We'll take an image, check to see if it's a composite, which most are. Check others.
It doesn't matter if it's a composite. Doesn't make it fake. Why make a composite if it is fake? Why don't they just make one gigantic fake? Unless, of course, they are trying to make a highly detailed and accurate as possible picture with our currently limited tech from the relatively close distances that satellites travel. Humdy fucking hum.
Look for anomalies.
Even if all...
And then take a deep breath, because ladies and gentlemen,
all the pictures from space were truly...
You just realized that the Earth is flat.
Fabricated. That doesn't mean that your pet hypothesis is true. You actually have to prove your ideas are correct if you want anyone to take you seriously. Isn't it strange that no one takes you seriously?
Take a look at some of these and you'll see that they're using stamp-on clouds. They're identical to other places on the images. All you got to do is do your homework on this one.
Well, an educated guess, if they're making composite photos from satellites taking multiple images, you would expect some sort of artifacts. You have these astronomically high expectations from everyone else. They have to be absolutely perfect, or it's just fucking worthless to yourself. Strange you can't even apply
There you have it.
by 1% of that expectation.
Ladies and gentlemen, science, evidence, 10 up, 10 down.
That was nothing but a bunch of you not understanding things and thus not believing them, because if you don't understand it with your big old brain, then everyone else must be wrong.
I would get your next 10 ready minute physics. I'll be here all week, ladies and gentlemen. Please try your waitress, tip the veal. This is Jeranism, or the Globe Buster. Reminding you to open your mind, because there's truth inside.
I bet if we opened your mind, we would find a hamster piloting a person.